All right, she's getting ready to take off on her excellent adventure. I don't have a microphone or anything, but back here in the back of the minivan is 17 boxes. This is one whole cow and one whole pig, and hit my head. Would you like to go ahead and tell them where you're going?
No.
You're gonna tell them here in a few minutes. All right, so y'all stick around. She's gonna tell you where she's going, but this is a big delivery. How many miles is it?
Stand by.
You can give us a mileage, can't you?
Yeah.
To customer Mark's house. The Google machine.
294 miles.
One way.
One way.
You're going 300 miles one way.
Yeah.
For delivery.
5 hours and 14 minutes.
One way.
Yeah.
You're gonna be on the road all day.
Yeah.
All right.
I'll be home about 6 or 7 o'clock tonight.
And it's, what time is it now? This thing even got a clock in it. There's a clock, but I don't know that. Is that right?
Yep, it's 5:58, 5:59.
All right. Well, be careful.
All right.
I'll see you after a while.
Okay.
Well, hey friends and neighbors, this is Chuck out at Sheridan Park Farms. Welcome back to the farm. So I got Saundra sent off on her little adventure. There, y'all saw her peeling out this morning. And I'm gonna show y'all something. I know it's gonna surprise you. It's raining. 40 days and 40 nights of rain, I believe is what we're at right now. We're getting ready to start gathering up the animals 2 by 2. We've had so much rain here, y'all. It's just been, my yard has not been mowed in 2 weeks because it stays wet. The other day, I know y'all don't want to hear this, but I'm gonna tell you anyway. The other day, I was gonna mow and it didn't rain, but the humidity stayed so high all day long that at 4 o'clock in the afternoon, and granted it hadn't rained in 24 hours, 4 o'clock afternoon, I went out and walked across the grass and my boots were absolutely soaked. The dew never did evaporate off. But anyway, that's not what we're talking about today. So I'm out here, back out the Sawmill. You know, we've been working on this timber frame store building. We've got a lot of it. We got some of it done. Went to the class down at Timber Framing Learning Center, West North Carolina with Dan Flynn, Corey View Woodworks, and worked on that frame for a week. I was able to go back another day and spend a day doing some work down there. So we've got about 70% of the building itself done. We've still got to do some of the rafters and we've still got to do all the porch. So I'm working on some 8x8s for seals and top plates for the porch today. So hang out with me for a little bit. We're gonna do a little sawmilling. I think Saundra's gonna try to document her trip down to, I'll let her tell you, document her trip for the delivery. So hang on for a little bit. Let's see how the day goes.
Welcome to South Carolina.
There it is, the big peach. So we're on Interstate 85, and I just showed y'all the big peach. So that means we're in Gaffney, South Carolina. And to not keep y'all in suspense any longer, I'm heading to Atlanta. In the suburbs of Atlanta, that's where I'm going. But anyway, I wanted to show y'all this road, I-85 in Gaffney, South Carolina, because I can tell you with quite certainty that it's been at least 10 years since I've been down this road and there hasn't been any construction. This is just amazing. It's been at least 10 years they've been working on 3-lane in this section of the road. So it's a red letter day.
All right, ugly is not a strong enough word for this. Yep, southern yellow pine. It's got a sweep in it that's got this thing on the bottom side standing 3 inches off of the bunk. This baby is about 12 feet long, somewhere in that neighborhood. 12 feet 6 inches long, and it is 16 inches diameter on the operator side and about 16.5 inches on the far side. The pith on this, not exactly centered, but it's about the same place on both sides. We're going to see if we can knock this thing down and make an 8x8 out of it. If not, we'll make some 4x6s out of it for rafters. But I think we'll get something out of it. I don't know what's going to end up. I mean, we're going to lose so much on this big sweep that it's got here. So, all right, pray for me. We'll see what happens. All right, before I start this up, I want to make a public service announcement. Maybe a little bit of an apology. I'm not sure. If y'all notice, I'm wearing bibbed overalls today. I'm not in shorts. I had so many comments about, are those your legs or are you riding a chicken? I feel like I just welded for an hour without eye protection. I forget what all it was, but y'all were not very kind about my pale legs. But it was hot. That's all I can say. It was hot, trying to get a little relief, but I will do my dead level best to only wear long pants when I'm videoing from now on. Well, it's not particularly perfect. The thing that I don't like about it is we ended up with the pith pretty off center instead of getting it right in the middle, which is where I wanted it. I think that's probably going to be okay, because what we're going to need, excuse me, it's pretty. We're going to need some in the middle of the building, which is going to be 16 feet wide. We're going to run a sleeper beam right down the middle. All that beam is doing is helping to carry load. Don't have any, it'll not have any joinery cut in it. It's just a beam that will be, when we pour our footings, pour our sonotubes, those middle ones will be 8 inches shorter than the ones that are on the outside of the building, and there'll be this this sleeper beam laying in the middle that carries weight. This, I think, will work perfect for that. I've got a couple over here that we cut the other day off camera that I was going to use for that, but we still need stuff like seal plates, you know, because these have got, those others over there have got a little wane on them. They're not, you know, they're not real pretty. But I think for like a sleeper or something like that, this will work for that. So I need to get me a piece of red chalk or a red crayon and mark on it, but I think this will work. We'll get our slabs taken out to the slab pile, move this over, wash, rinse, and repeat.
And now here we are at a Love's in a place in South Carolina called Fair Play. We're about 1 mile from the Georgia state line, but we're still in South Carolina. About an hour and 45 minutes outside of Atlanta. And y'all, the meat wagon has a radiator leak. Believe it or not. It was Chuck a couple, 3 weeks ago, had a blown out tire, and now it's my turn. I don't remember running into anything on the interstate, but you never know. The overheating light came on, the temperature gauge pegged to high, and it even started dinging at me. So luckily I was within 2 miles of this Love's truck stop. And so I've pulled in here, I've put some antifreeze in the radiator, and about the time I got it full, it started pouring out the bottom. So I've got a tow truck coming. The young man that I'm supposed to be delivering the meat to is on his way here to pick it up, about an hour and 45 minutes from his home. So I'll be back with y'all in a few minutes. We'll see what's next.
Okay. I just went and dumped those slabs, and I got a call from Saundra. And I don't know how I'll put this video together, but y'all may already know. Saundra has had a breakdown somewhere in South Carolina on her way to Atlanta. She's assured me that she's okay. Right now she's waiting on the customer to come and meet her there where she is to pick up. He lives in Atlanta. I think she said she was about an hour and a half, hour and 45 minutes, something like that, away. So he's going to come and get her stuff, pick up his stuff. I've offered to go get her. She says that she's fine. She's at a Love's truck stop, I think she said. So she's going to work on getting her customer taken care of, and then I think she's going to work on getting the van to a repair shop. So that's a helpless feeling, you know. I want to fix it for her. I want to do what I can, but I'm all the way up here. She's all the way down there. And y'all, I know y'all see Saundra, and you know her from the videos, and you kind of know how she is. Saundra's an exceptional person, and I know that's easy for me to say as her husband, but she is one of the most resourceful, one of the toughest women that I've ever met in my life. So she's going to be fine. Doesn't mean that I don't worry about her. She'll be fine. We'll be in communication, I'm sure. She said she talked to her dad, and it's his fault that she's as tough as she is. He raised her to be able to fend for herself and do what she needed to do, and she does. So we'll carry on here and keep doing what we're doing, and I'll talk to her, I'm sure, multiple times as the day goes along, but we'll keep working and see what happens. These big old timbers are heavy and bulky and can be a little bit awkward to deal with, but if you've got the right equipment and after you've messed with them a little bit, you kind of figure out some of the tricks on how to handle them and how to use, you know, a little mechanical advantage and some leverage to your advantage. So, and another thing, let me show you all this. So I had cut some of these the other day, and a lot of those timbers that we took down to Dan, we had some mold growing on them, and we're going to treat that. Actually, I think Dan's going to do a video on it. We're going to treat that with some borax. We tried a little vinegar. That didn't kill it all. But we're going to treat it with some borax. But part of our problem down here is we've had, like I said earlier, we've had so much rain. And it's been so humid that I think that's been a big contributor to our mold problem. So what I've done is I've just got a shop fan and I've set it right here at the end of these timbers. These first three are three that were cut the other day, and they've got a little bit, I mean, where the sap is the heaviest seems like it's where they're trying to mold, but they don't have a lot of surface mold on them right now. Granted, they've only been laying here for a day or two, but we'll watch them and see. But I think the fan is going to help. Sandra and I talked the other day. I need to work on my corral out here, and I may move that. That may be another video. I'm thinking about moving that thing, coming here and cleaning this off right on the other side of the wall, beside where y'all are at. That's where the corral is. Move the corral down the field and set this area up out here for a lumber stacking area so that we can put stuff. It's outside, sunshine, air movement across it and all that kind of stuff. This barn, it's in the dry, it's covered, but there's not a whole lot of air moves through here, and I think that contributed in part. Like I said, it's been so humid, so much rain, but I think that the lack of air movement in here contributed in part to why we had so much mold problem on those first timbers we cut.
Okay, so my last update was at 11:30. It is now 1:30, and we are still here at the Loves. My customer from Atlanta has been very gracious and understanding and has come up here and picked up his products. He was extremely understanding. He's a wonderful customer. This is our 3rd year serving him, and you know, I can't say enough good things about customer Mark. I don't know if he watches our channel or if he knows what we do with YouTube, but we really appreciate him, his understanding and helping us get through this little mini crisis. And now I'm waiting on the tow truck, and he should be here any minute.
All right, let's do this right quick. Son of a gun. All right, I've talked to Sandra again. I had to stop for a little while for work, but I have talked to Sandra again. The customer's got his stuff, and she is securing a tow truck and going to get that van to a shop. See if they can figure out exactly what's happened to it. She thinks that she's got a radiator hose or something that's come loose on that thing, or maybe a water pump. I don't know exactly what's happened to it, so, but she's going to get it figured out. That's all. I'm going to get on that end. She's going to get it figured out. Well, I tell you what, I picked the logs today. Y'all thought that first one was ugly. Wait till you see this prize winner right here. Good gracious. Let's raise that thing up. Turn the key on. Man, that thing's ugly. It won't even roll. believe this is white pine. Lord of mercy. Yeah, I picked the ugliest stuff I can find today. Wait till y'all see this thing, if you can't already. Knots and sweeps and all kinds of nastiness on this thing. So this thing is big on one end. We're big down here. We've got a sweep that looks like it shrinks down and shifted to one side, and then it sweeps back in the same direction that it started in. So, man, I don't know. This may be a set of 4x6s maybe. Let's center that pith and see what this thing's going to look like if we do that.
All right, here we are. It's about 1:45, and we're getting her on the hook. These are the fine folks that come get Jim's order. It's raining. It started pouring about 5 minutes ago.
Okay, just heard from our weary traveler, and she has gotten the van to a shop. And y'all, I'm gonna be able to tell she's been fibbing to me, because she's filming what she's doing. So if she's not being truthful, I'll find out. Got it to the shop, busted radiator. Looks like the radiator separated at the seam. The shop she's at either has or can get the parts. They say it's about a 3-hour fix based on the time of day it is. She said she would decide when they got done if she was going to find a room for the night or if she was going to come on home. knowing her the way I know her, she'll be home. She will power through and not let this thing buffalo her. But anyway, had to step out to the house for a few minutes. So white pine, last 8x8, not the last 8x8, I still got more to cut. 8 inches by 8 inches, so we're good on size. Let me get the square. Let's check this thing and see how square we are. Oh, can't do it right there. We can do it right here. Yeah, boy, that looks nice. That looks really nice. Let's check it down here. When you're timber framing, what you're looking for is you're looking for as close to a perfectly square corner as you can get. And right here, I mean, man, we are not off a 32nd of an inch, but that is a pretty square timber. Most everything that I've cut for this cabin up to now, well, everything I've cut for this cabin up to now has been yellow pine. And I put this up here, I knew it was white pine, but when I cut into it, I could really tell a difference. I could tell a difference primarily in the smell and what the sawdust smelled like. Not better or worse, it's just different than the yellow pine, but I do like sawing white pine. I've done a lot of it in the past, but I like sawing it. I think this is probably going to do it for what I'm doing out here. This whole thing's been kind of stressful, knowing that she's on the road, broke down. You know, I've got some chores I need to run out here and get done, get some things taken care of, and get finished up. Like I said, she told me that I knew she took a camera with her. She told me that she's been filming some of this. So when we come back, through the magic of editing, hopefully she'll be home. I don't know if it'll be tonight or it will at the very worst sometime tomorrow. Then I'll have to get this thing edited. But we'll let her kind of tell the story, what happened, and maybe we'll talk a little bit about some marketing stuff and delivery and what we can and can't do and some of that sort of thing. So I'm gonna get this thing unloaded and I'm gonna go to the house. Got some chores to do, but I'm gonna go to the house and kind of gather myself. So let's get this thing off here.
All right, it is 15 minutes after 5 and I am back on the road and I'm heading home. And the little lady in the phone says I should be home around 9:15 this evening. So I'm 4 hours away, and I'm riding with a brand new radiator and 2 brand new hoses. I'll have Chuck put the picture into the video here to show everybody. I had a cracked radiator, caused my problem. So, but we are back on the road, and I'll check back in with you guys a little later on. Okay, everybody. Looks like this little adventure is finally coming to an end. It's 9:35 p.m. And I have just parked this minivan back at my dad's place. I'm getting ready to get in my car and go home. Good night.
Reuben just aggravates Buck, and Buck's he's a very irritable little feller. Ain't you, Buckster? So yeah, I just get irritated at the cat, at Sophie.
He's got little man syndrome.
He does. In the mornings when I get up and go fix, I get up usually quite a bit earlier than somebody that lays in bed half the day. Gets up to crack of noon.
That is not true.
I'll get up, go in the living room, read, whatever, and then I'll fix coffee. And if I go back in the bedroom, if I even walk through the bedroom to the bathroom, he'll growl.
Under his breath.
He's like, he's terrible. He's a fussy little fella.
He's my bodyguard. He won't let anybody mess with me when I'm still in the bed.
No, he sure is. Well,
just like that.
Yeah. And see, and Maggie, she's the instigator right there. She'd aggravate the sour out of the lemon.
Maggie, stop.
So by now they've seen it. I've not seen the footage yet. You recorded the footage of your big adventure going to Atlanta.
Yeah.
Why don't you give us a little play-by-play, a little recap on that?
So I had planned on, videoing each state line, the sign, as you go down 85.
Yeah.
And I was going to video the landmarks and, all
the big peach.
The big peach.
Yeah.
I'm going to put him up.
Okay.
But come on. Let's take 2 on that.
No, that's fine. We just pick up from right here. She had to put Buck in the house. He was just getting to be a little much, wasn't he?
Yeah, Maggie wouldn't leave him alone.
Yeah.
Now she's not going to leave me alone.
Yeah. Anyway.
Maggie, stop. Stop. So anyway, I'm going down the road, and I'm about 2 miles from the Georgia state line. And a little place that's not even incorporated.
Half the size of McGrady.
It's a little bitty place. Yeah, it's smaller than McGrady. It's got a big home building supply place in it called Yoder's, and that's the only thing's in it.
Okay.
And then there's a Love Truck Stop, which I'm eternally thankful for. So I'm going through a little place called Fair Play, South Carolina. And I hadn't been paying attention to it, and all of a sudden something on the dash starts dinging, and I look down, and my temperature gauge has pegged all the way to high. And I just had come out of a traffic jam. And so I thought, well, I've sat too long. So I pulled over, and it cooled down. And so I got back on the road, and it shot right back up. So I took the exit, and sure enough, there was a Love's right there. And I'm eternally grateful for that.
The right place to right time.
I'm telling you. And I got up there, and, well, you'll see on the footage what happened.
Yeah.
Took me a little while to figure out that I had either a hose or a busted radiator, a busted hose or a busted radiator. So it happened about 10 o'clock.
Yeah. Because I just had got started. I think I'd got a cant done.
Okay.
I'd got one 8x8 done.
So it happened about 10 o'clock. I messed with it for about 45 minutes before I contacted anybody.
Yeah.
And I was back on the road with the van fixed at 5:30 that evening.
That's a pretty good turnaround.
So
that's a pretty good turnaround.
I was expecting to have to spend the night in a town called Westminster, South Carolina. And if you're ever down that way and you need car work, I would recommend Jim's Auto.
Jim's Auto.
Jim's Auto in
Jim
Westminster, South Carolina. They fixed me up.
Jim was the man, was he?
I mean, they jumped on it, and
they were fair on the price.
And they were fair on the price.
They could, you know, if you've ever seen that National Lampoon's Vacation.
Yeah.
And Clark pulls in, they ask him what the bill is, and pulls out his gun and says, how much you got?
Yeah, it wasn't like that.
Wasn't like it, yeah.
The young man who was the manager, I didn't catch his name, but he was excellent.
Yeah.
And all the girls at the front desk, you know, I sat in their waiting room for about 3 hours, and they were just as nice as they can be.
Yeah. So that added a wrinkle, but the video started out, we were going to talk about delivery. And, you know, we were doing this delivery to Atlanta, and I know we've got a lot of folks that watch us that want us to ship product.
Right.
And I tell y'all, and we've talked to folks about this, you know, we know right out of the gate, our products are a little on the pricey side. I mean, we've got to be profitable in our business. But then when you start buying insulated boxes, dry ice, and then paying for either overnight or next day delivery guaranteed,
yeah.
Man, it gets really expensive.
And then the weight, you know. Yeah. Because when somebody's going to do that, and they're not just going to buy 1 or 2 things, they're going to
you don't buy a pack of ground beef.
Right. They're going to want 20, 30 pounds worth of stuff.
Yeah, and it gets crazy.
And it gets extremely expensive.
So what this was, and I don't know if you talked about this, if you did, stop me. This was a customer Mark, and he and his family they've spent a lot of money with us. They've bought how many cows and how many pigs?
This is their 4th year.
Yeah, and they always buy.
Well, yeah, because they started with us when we moved here.
Yeah, Buzz put them on us.
Yep.
And every year they buy at least 1 cow and at least 1 pig. There's been years that he's bought 2 pigs, ain't he?
Well, he lives in Atlanta, but his mom and dad live in Raleigh.
Yep.
So the first year they split a cow with his parents, and they both bought a pig.
Yeah.
So it was 1 cow and 2 pigs.
Yeah.
So this year he has split the beef with another family down in Atlanta
Yeah.
and bought a whole pig for his family.
Yeah.
Well, his mom just contacted me the other day. They're buying a half a cow and a whole pig for September.
Yeah.
In Raleigh.
So good customers, but you know, if you wanna buy, you know, you're interested in a bulk order, you know, I can't run 3 hours for a pack of ground beef, but if you're interested in a bulk order, whole cow, half cow, whole pig, half pig, you know, some combination thereof, and you're within, you know, a couple hours drive, we've got to charge.
Atlanta's 5 hours drive. So
Yeah, Atlanta was 5 hours. And
5
you know,
hours is 5 or 6 hours is about my limit.
Yeah. We've got to, you know, we got to charge a delivery on that. But if you're, you know, if you're in the, you know, a 4 or 5 hour concentric circle around us, I mean, we'll
do it.
We'll load up the minivan and try it again.
again.
Try it again. Well, we know that so we got new tires on the old minivan and we got a new radiator, so we can stay cool and we can roll.
Yep.
We'll see how it goes from there. But just, you know, like I said, if you're interested in a whole cow, whole pig, half pig, you know, anything like that, bulk order chicken, send us an email, contact us through the website, or, you know, SheratonParkFarms@gmail.com. I'll put that here on the bottom of the page. And if you're interested in a bulk order, we'll talk to you about it and see if we can work something out.
Yeah.
Like I say, there is a delivery charge. We'll figure out what that would be, depending on where you're at and that sort of thing.
Mm-hmm.
But
and full disclosure, I refunded Mark.
Yeah.
And our other customer down in Atlanta, I refunded their delivery fee.
Because they had to come and
He came an hour and 45 minutes from his house
pick up.
to pick up.
Yeah.
And I'm so thankful that he was working from home that day and could do that.
Yeah. Yeah.
If it hadn't been for that, my next thing would have been to go in and talk to the manager at the Loves.
Yeah.
And see if I could put these boxes in his freezer.
And then find a rental or something and get it to him.
Yeah.
Yeah. We'd have had to.
I would have had to done something else.
Well, now I told him when I was at the sawmill right after you called, and you know, I said, no, I'm staying in close contact with her, because I know somebody will say, oh, you should have gotten a truck and went and picked her up and that kind of thing. I told people, you're a pretty tough old bird, pretty resourceful. You figure stuff out. You're not a fragile flower by any stretch of the imagination.
Well, surely somebody could look at me and tell that. I mean,
yeah, but it all worked out. And
well, I will say that both you and my dad, I was doing everything I could to keep both of them calm, because they were. My dad, he was really upset.
Yeah.
Really upset.
Because it's his van.
Because it's his van.
It's his van. He lets us use it.
He lets us use it for free, and this is the first time something's happened with it.
Yeah.
And he was very upset with himself over it. And
well, they wouldn't. One thing anybody could do about that radiator coming apart.
No.
They just. I mean, that just.
And I also have to say, the guys at the Love's truck stop over in the mechanics building, I went over there to see them. Well, they couldn't do anything about it. They said they weren't allowed to look at cars. They did trucks only. But they were extremely nice.
Yeah. And
got me hooked up with this Jim's Auto. And everybody I met through this whole process was nothing but helpful.
Well, you know, there's still good people in the world.
Oh, yeah.
There's still good people in the world. You know, you can see all this foolishness and stuff online and that kind of thing. But overall, there's still a lot of good people in the world.
Mm-hmm. The tow truck driver, Michael, he's a good guy too.
Was he?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's farmer. His family farms.
Did he farm?
They do commodity farming, but they're farmers.
Well, hey man, there's a place for everybody. Well, all right. You better get that flank steak on that thing.
It ain't quite ready yet. It's still coming up.
Well, I'm hungry. That was the hidden message right there.
Yes, I know, you're always hungry.
I'm hungry. So, anyway, like we always say, please keep us in your prayers. May God bless you and your families. We'll see you on the next video. Thanks. I'm starving.
Starving Marvin.